Welcome back to the Tales of New Dunhaven. This week we have the Crimson Lions crew, which we haven't seen since the birthday job. Joining us is Mykin.
I think Mykin having issues again.
Mykin?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
Okay.
Gonna do that one more time. Joining us is Mykin.
Hello.
Hawkflight.
Hello.
Azure Mountain.
Hey.
And DreadPriest.
Sup?
And previously in New Dunhaven. After a very public and messy job involving a child's birthday party, the various members of the Crimson Lions have been laying low. In the meantime, they've watched as a famous stage actor was abducted for ransom, a Vladish expat was run out of town, the Cackling Crows became front-page famous for stopping an evil sorcerer, with more sorcery, and the church has apparently started to crack down on the right kind of people for the widespread employment of heretics. The church seems to have become at odds with the... No, the right kind of people meaning, thieves and criminals and whatnot.
I know, it was a joke.
I know. The church seems to have become at odds with the rest of the arrangement on the issue, and the leverage broker in particular appears to be getting scapegoated. Thankfully, the Crimson Lions aren't taking on a leverage job. They're on their way to meet the right kind of broker who's, up until now, kept their identity a secret. But whoever they are, they're offering a lot of money to have the crew test a security system for an administrative building. Now, we had technical difficulties, and I've kind of run through this before, but for the sake of the podcast recording, you're all invited to a home/canal boat where you'll be meeting your broker. And how about you, since it's been a while since the listeners have seen you guys, introduce your characters one at a time.
Okay, I'll go first. So Gideon is wearing his normal attire, as fitting of a family boss. Nervously kind of looks around, picks a spot on the boat, kind of nervously tapping his finger on the table, and no one's looking at him. He pulls out a little pipe, starts blowing bubbles out of it, sticks it back into his suit coat again. How he'll get revenge for who stole all his alcohol. And journalists.
All right. So, Simon Lucky steps onto the boat wearing commoner's clothing with a bit of wear and tear, and to the observant's eye, they might notice what appears to be a necklace around his neck, which has a coin that has a hole punched through it, hanging from it, which he keeps tucked in his shirt. So he finds a table, sits down, pulls out a deck of cards, lays them out, takes out a pipe, which is a bubble pipe because he doesn't do drugs or drink alcohol.
Or opiates.
Yeah. And he starts playing solitaire. Or some other game if someone wants to join.
They're all still a bit standoffish.
It's been a while. We don't know who's been compromised.
Yeah. Also, Simon doesn't know much about what's been going on in the past since the last job.
Too aware of what happened last time.
Yeah, he heard about the theater, but not much else.
Hence the intervention.
Something about some wizard duel.
Anyway.
Okay. Next will be Gustav Graves, Cartel Gravedigger. He's going to come on, sit down, and actually start tinkering with some devices he's put together.
Alright, I forgot to mention, Simon's forgotten Dabbler.
Yep, family boss, forgotten Dabbler, Gravediggers, Alchemist, and
a Warden Weir?
No, wait,
was it?
Yep. Yeah, that's me.
Okay, right. I thought you were playing you were originally playing a Circle of Magus, and then you retconned to Weir, right?
Yeah, because Weir what exists now.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, so you all are sort of hanging out somewhat standoffishly on the deck of this canal houseboat. And this is where the technical difficulties come in, so I'll just, mention, I sort of built up to this a little stronger in the original run, but basically what appear to be priests of the Church of the Silver Judge take guard on the other side of the plank, and then the door to the cabin opens, and a man with a knife in his back falls to the deck, and behind him steps out a gray bishop-looking character.
And if I remember correctly,
Erin...
the church members that were standing guard were wearing black cloaks.
Yeah. Well, not like cloaks with hoods, more like
but
yeah,
the robes.
Yeah.
And this is where Erin comes in because we forgot because we didn't introduce her on the podcast.
Oh, yes, that's right. Kind of skipped over that.
Yes.
I thought you were already on.
Yeah,
No?
but we didn't
Got
get
Gideon.
her.
Oh, we
introduction.
did. Oh, right. Okay. So
You
you.
stop recording and try again.
No, just be the first one to, react to all this madness.
Let's just say she was sleeping under a table.
Yes, that's exactly what she was doing. That's actually what I was going to say she was doing.
Yes.
All right.
just suddenly, you just like a bump. Ow!
So
Table
yes, when
just
the man
moved.
falls down with a knife in his back, I pack up my cards, put them away, and sit there, listening intently.
Sleigh smiles at the man.
This sort of kindly old man, gently smiling at you all, but with a sinister intent in his eyes.
You just stabbed the guy, so other than that.
Well, it could get a lot more
Yeah.
sinister, but let's not get into it.
We're not going to bring in Father Anderson just yet, thank you very much.
Yeah, let's not.
His name is Anderson.
So,
Do not start singing that.
may I ask who you are, sir?
Just call me Bishop Gray for now.
Ah, like your robes. Nice.
They can't
It's
all
on
be
the nose,
fitting.
isn't it?
they can't all be steeped in nuance and mystery.
Yeah.
Well, I have good news and bad news for you. Good news
Let's do
is
the bad news first.
okay, fine. I was going to start with the good news, but if you insist, the bad news is you're going to be working for the church now,
All right.
and you're not
Good
going to
news.
have much choice in it.
Is the good news that we're working for the church too?
The good news is that
That
you'll
happens sometimes.
you'll be doing basically the same job as this broker would have given you, with just a couple of extras. And if you succeed at the task we give you, then we may give you a pass, including
All right.
including the one of you that we suspect of heresy. He rather pointedly does not look at Erin when he says this.
All right.
Wait, what?
So I take it we'll be getting no monetary reward.
Asking that about the church.
Reward enough, maybe some of the right balance on the scales when you go to see the silver judge.
All right. Fair enough.
I get some more silver coins. Okay.
So
So who are we hitting?
essentially, Diane, the leverage broker, as she has been operating for a while, was using this cutout to basically have you test her building's new remodeling and security system.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, you are going to test that system as you normally make your way through the building, but when you get to the top and you find that it's the leverage offices, I want you to do just a couple of simple things.
I will say that I will not murder anyone.
We'll
Same.
take that option out of your hands then. All you have to do when you get to the top floor, and when Diane is there, as we have good reason to believe she will be, open the windows.
Mm-hmm.
Just go to the exterior walls and open the windows. And we'll take care of the rest.
So I have a question out of character.
Mm-hmm.
Would I have any way of knowing about the teleporting people that the church has?
If you know about the church or sorcery in the things you know on your cartel sheet or specialty
I know
sheet.
about commoners, the slums, and the old city. So probably not.
Erin probably knows about sorcery, right?
I'd assume so.
I know about church, so
Since Gustav knows about the church, he knows that he has heard of operatives of the church that have the power to teleport in puffs of inky black smoke. And
Unfortunately,
Erin, having knowledge of sorcery and having watched from many places through many many eyes of animals, has also occasionally seen.
So for me, my best guess is that the church is going to somehow scale the building and go in the windows and assassinate her. Because that's all I know.
So can they not teleport through glass or something?
Well, you see, I don't know about the teleporting. Oh, right. But yeah,
I do.
still. Yeah, you do.
Window
But-
open to teleport in. They just need to know the place.
Probably makes it a little easier.
They also might hire an archer or a firearm wielder, sharpshooter.
So I'm assuming you're asking us to facilitate in the murder or capture of Diana then?
That is a fairly safe assumption.
Hmm.
And if I
She's-
refuse?
Well, then I guess we have reason enough to investigate you for heresy, and all the consequences that come with it.
Hey, do you know a guy named, or a dredger named Fred Stone? Not his real name, but that's an alias.
We don't work too closely with the dredgers.
Hmm.
We have our own ways of taking matters into our hands.
Mm-hmm.
Just going to cut to the chase then. How many days do you want us to get this done in?
Well, they would have given you a day, but the assumption being that you would use the day to gather up what materials you need and then infiltrate the building at night.
I bet a thief would be really handy to have for this job.
Yeah.
There's also a stipulation that if you had a master thief in your crew, that they don't just use their skills to scale to the top and cheat their way
Right.
through. They would want you to test the security measures from the bottom up.
Indeed.
That doesn't seem like it'll be a problem for your group. So you will embark upon this job as normal, and we will endeavor to make sure that she does not suspect that anything is wrong, because after all, she will not be having any contact with you. You will test the security system as normal.
So that's a fancy-looking dagger, right?
Oh
You
yeah,
got it
it encrusted with jewels, sort of with
Fancy dagger you got there. Might want to keep hold of it.
Oh yes, of course. And he kneels down and yanks it out of the man's back, and brings out a cloth from one of his pockets and starts to wipe off the blood. So do we have an understanding and an agreement then?
I'll leave that up to my associates.
Out of character? Do we have a choice?
I mean, we do.
Could always just die,
Maybe an ultimatum.
boat, and try to swim away.
Ah,
I'm
I'm
you
guessing
would-
that was out of. I'm guessing that was out of character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you can always out of DM character.
We could always
I can.
fight out the entire church.
You can also lie to them for now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm doing.
Still, I'll defer to my associates.
Back in character. Just kind of eyes the church members and just goes like, think we do have an arrangement. We have a deal.
Very well. Then you will take on the job as. Sorry, yes.
By the way, I'm actually remaining silent in character. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I
That's
can
a
see that.
conscious decision. Okay, good.
He says, very well, you'll take on the job as it was meant to be taken. Just keep in mind what you have to do at the end. And we will provide some support on that front. And if you succeed, you all get to walk away. Perhaps preferably far away, like the Elderland.
Yeah.
By the way, what if we fail? What if we actually can't manage the security measure?
Well, then I assume we'll be dead.
First,
Fair enough.
the castle is pretty nice this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I suppose I should say, if you do end up alerting the City Watch, Diane is the priority, so you have to deal with a few watchmen. We will take care of any consequences for you, as long as you succeed.
Of course.
We can't prevent them from responding to any alarms, but if you have to deal with them violently, we'll make sure that as long as you succeed, you have an opening to get away.
Well, like I said, I don't plan on killing anyone, so...
That does simplify things. All right.
Out of character? How big a bomb should I be making?
Big one.
Big,
Like,
very big.
I'd
Very
say not too terribly big. Don't want to cause any alarm. Like,
can take out a wall.
Maybe not an entire wall, but just enough to get through. Maybe like a shaped charge.
Because I was thinking, once again, if we're going to have to do breaching, we're going to have to debate what I make. So
just keep in mind that alchemical items basically they're designed to turn a substance into something else or give it the properties of something else.
So acid would probably be useful.
That is true.
Melt through some locks.
Maybe we should save this conversation for when we're planning.
That is true.
We're actually planning.
Yep.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So, the bishop reaches into his robes again, and he pulls
Is it
out
hourglass?
pulls out a parchment, and hands it off to, let's say, Gideon, which I have also posted in the group DM, and says this is the layout of the first 3 floors from the land rights office. Now, I assume you've been in the building before, but she's remodeled since then. And the building has 4 floors. The top floor is, we assume, the nerve center of the operation. You'll have to make your way from the first floor through the security systems to the 4th floor.
All right.
Probably discovering whatever secret stairs make their way from the 3rd to the 4th, or whatever system is necessary.
Right.
So keep that in mind. Use that to plan your route or whatever you might need there. And I would suggest taking the day to prepare or gather any special supplies you might need, and then make your infiltration in the night. And remember, once you get to the top, and you find Diane herself, open the windows. Very well. I will let you use the space to conduct your planning. And he snaps his fingers. A couple of the priests come on board to take away the dead broker's body. And he...
Well,
I think I'd rather use someplace else, actually. That's fine.
Well,
guess we can't.
Out of character. I was about to say that.
I think we were all thinking the same thing, but
yeah,
I'd finish first.
we could lend you the use of the local parish if that makes you feel any better.
Yeah, I'm thinking someplace not chosen by you.
No,
No offense.
We'd rather keep our eyes on you for this segment, at the least.
And I'd rather you didn't, so there you go.
Well, that's why I was thinking. We'll wait here on the dock, and you can plan inside.
Yeah, I still don't trust you, though.
Yeah, well, I'm afraid this job isn't built on trust.
No, it isn't. I want to push my luck any further than we already have. I thank you for the boat, if you would so kindly.
They nod and head off the plank from the canal boat, and the Grey Bishop leaves with another couple of priests in tow, and the remaining group just sort of stands there waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and go inside and find a place that isn't likely bugged to all get-go.
Well, remember, this isn't modern times. There's not a whole lot in the way of listening devices.
They'd probably need a weir to do that.
So
because bugs.
Or a magical artifact or something like that.
Sorry, it took me a second.
Bugs don't have ears.
Yeah.
Don't they have some manner of nerves that can detect vibrations? Generally.
Sorry, I lost my headphones. What was that?
Never mind. I was just speculating about bugs.
They probably might have something. But anyway, so let's just assume we found a place where we feel relatively comfortable. We can say something without being eavesdropped.
They've given you enough space to at least speak in hushed tones without being overheard. And there are walls between you and them. If you go into the cabin of the houseboat.
I'm going to just search the area real quick, make sure there's no one hiding out.
Case the joint? Yeah, that might be a good idea.
I'm not going to make you roll for that. You do your due diligence and check the boat, the sides, the below decks, all of that, and it's all empty.
Yeah.
No one listening, no manner of devices hiding in any of the cupboards, pantries, or desks or anything.
Do they have any snacks?
They do. It's a living space, so there's some food stuffs.
Excellent.
Don't get poisoned. So, let's see here. We have the ground floor.
So I sit at the table and I just sort of lay my head in my hands like I'm sort of sleeping.
Right.
But out of character, I'm going to say that I'm actually doing it in that specific way, specifically in case there's somebody who can read my lips.
Okay.
Gideon's just going to act normal at this point.
So, shall we start planning?
Yes.
Planning.
All right, 15 minutes starting now.
All right, so right off the bat, looking at the floor plan,
betraying her.
on the second floor,
Right.
there is a little room with no entrances or exits that's unlabeled in the bottom left.
I think that's just said not to use for whatever reason.
Seems
think that's-
suspicious.
Yeah, though out of looking at it, it looks like it is connected to the bathroom, so that might be where the tub is.
But you see, everywhere else has either a
Make sure
door
to
or
let
an open space.
Hawkflight speak.
Yeah.
Right.
I was going to say, so we're definitely not, so we're definitely not going to betray her, right?
Betray them?
No,
Of course not.
no, hang on. I'm sorry, out of character. I keep forgetting the woman's name. What was her name?
Diane.
Diane, right?
Diane.
So
I
we're
keep
de-
saying Diane.
so I mean we're definitely not going to betray Diane, right?
Well,
No, not if we can help it, but it
yeah, I don't
depends on
particularly want
what
to,
happens.
but I'll defer to the rest of you.
We'll figure it out as we go along. At this point, I'm sure we can actually make plans in that particular case right here with them listening in. It's probably going to have to be something on. But yeah, no,
Agreed.
none of us are planning on willingly betraying her if we can't help it.
Yeah, I'm definitely
Yeah.
suspicious
Or if we can
of
help
that space that's completely walled off in the second floor.
Just to make sure we're
Yeah,
all on the same page. Anyways, yeah, that does seem like an obvious suspicious space.
Yeah,
But it
but
does seem like that could be the area where where waste drops down from the bathroom.
Oh, what was that?
Pardon?
I didn't quite hear that.
Seeing where
So,
the
yeah, that definitely seems like I'm saying that definitely seems like an area where waste could be dropping down from the bathroom.
except that's on the same floor as the bath.
Oh, right. Hmm.
so really, no, though. That's just one thing, and until we actually get near there, we're probably not going to be finding anything. So let's focus on where we're going to go first and
So-
what we expect.
I think Gideon should make some stuff, like acid for any locks or something maybe, and maybe a drill.
We should prepare an explosive too, just in case. We need to
Yeah.
make these take through the wall.
Would an
Yeah,
explosive be... Would you be able to combine tinkering and alchemy to make an explosive, like a shaped charge?
I believe so.
out of curiosity, do we know what kind of security measures are typical for buildings like this?
Does anyone have security systems in the things they know?
Nope, don't think so.
I don't
No,
think
I don't think
that's
so, no.
actually one of them. Maybe.
I think thieves do.
Also bashers.
Yeah. So we can probably spend a legwork scene to ask about security systems that are typical for the district.
Yeah.
Add that to the list of things I get to do. Not 100% sure. I guess our goal is to get to the 4th floor while testing as many of these security systems as possible.
Yep.
Just outright ignoring them all, because if we can easily ignore them all, then we're wrong with the security system.
Hey, so I can spend influence to have a door or window propped open for me by a member of my cartel.
Ooh. That would certainly give you your in.
Yeah.
To use my influence on. I've got 2 of them.
Once you're inside the building, it may be hard to make use of your influence, so doing it for
Yeah.
legwork and whatnot will probably be very useful.
So I assume that I couldn't just use my influence to have someone open a window on the 4th floor.
Okay, I have an idea for my influence. Obtain a corpse that looks roughly like someone you want it to.
I like this
Okay,
idea.
yeah, definitely do
Ah.
that. And I'm pretty.
Yeah, but we already said that we wouldn't kill anyone.
No. I have an idea,
Okay, go on.
but not. Oh, we can't talk about it here.
Right.
But
Or
also,
anything
I do
else.
like-
Now, I'm going to my own death. Y'all can deal with
Okay,
it.
everyone's breaking up now. What was that?
I can fake my own death if I have to.
Oh boy.
Anyway, yeah, I'll be making the alchemy items. And let's see.
Oh, Dread, you're breaking up a little bit.
I'll be doing alchemy and trying to figure out other legwork stuff.
Okay.
so
Possibly figure out how many people are inside.
Yeah. I'll probably case the joint as well.
Okay. No. I can case the joint from above too.
Yeah.
As in the sky.
And the more chances, the better.
You all can case the joint and everything. Meanwhile, I can go ahead and find out all the information we need.
Sorry, could you repeat that, Mykin?
Something about going to find the information we need.
I said, well, you got casing it trying to find all the information we need, like what the security systems are.
Right.
Or so I've got two options. I could possess a bird. Actually, no. I can just jump from one form to another, can't I? So, yeah. Okay.
You use influence to get some people to just act like a moving company and get us shipped in as crates.
We can
I
probably
like that.
just go in through a door or window opened up by one of my cartel members.
I actually like this crates idea too. But both are good options.
Basically, just robbing the entire place. And yes, I would see the great thing being pretty nice. Just
7 minutes. Oh, nope, just disconnected. All right. Had a disconnection for a second there.
okay. You get some keys. The master key is for this place.
Did anybody else get a hiccup there?
Yeah,
A
a little bit.
yeah.
A little, yeah.
All right.
So, we might also be able to get that circle brawler if we need to. With crew influence, I think.
Probably do that.
You can.
'Cause we
I
made
think
a connection.
you can just introduce her to a legwork scene. But yeah.
Yeah. Well,
We also have.
for now, I don't think
also-
we'll need her.
Yeah.
Also, while casing the joint, check for thief signs. You might be able to leave a mark as well.
Right. Are thief signs something that all of the right kind of people know about?
Yep.
Or would that need to be under things you know about?
Nope. That you are, according to the Traveler's Guide, I believe that those are something all the right kind of people are basically familiar with.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and look that up while you guys continue.
Ooh.
Physical page 202 is the start of that. It's right next to the thieves' cant.
Alright, so
Hang on, who has the deck of cards again?
I've got a deck of cards.
Hey, can I borrow your cards?
Sure.
I start filling out some cards, and I write something on a couple of cards.
I might have some other scraps of paper in my pocket full of knickknacks and trinkets.
Oh, that would probably be better than yeah.
Yeah.
just stops you and like, if you're gonna write something down, I've actually just got paper. Those are my.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's no windows on this boat, right?
So I don't know, are there windows at all? Apparently.
On sort of the top level, but
But not whatever we are, right?
not really now.
Okay, good. Something we should have asked at the beginning.
Probably. Okay. How much time do we have left, Spud?
About 4 minutes.
4 minutes. I don't feel like we really got all that much planning in.
Oh, we
Yeah.
did have technical difficulties, so...
True.
I did. I'm also adding a minute.
Okay.
I also feel like there's not a whole lot that I can think of to plan for.
Yeah,
Same here.
it's definitely going to be just make the alchemy pieces, which will be the, let's see, we said acid for locks and to get through walls.
Yeah, so what's the ruling on shaped charges using tinkering and alchemy?
Rolling on that is, you can... Well, alchemy doesn't really do explosives like the Red Lotus can with just gunpowder.
Right.
But you can... Because alchemy is about bonding unusual properties to objects. Like making solid objects melt with acid. So you can create a device that will, make a wall break or crumble.
So that'd probably be useful.
If you're just, creative with it. Like
breaking or crumbling is actually going to be more subtle than an explosive as well.
Like, suppose you create an alchemical object where it's a liquid that turns everything it touches brittle and dusty.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be...
That would be an example of an alchemical object using the rules of alchemy in the setting.
Yeah, that'll be something to use for that.
And alchemy does not affect living things, at least not very much, so you can probably just pour some on your hand and rub it on the wall. Because it might be a waste to just splash it all on the wall.
Yeah, and then there'll be...
Also wouldn't want any to get on the floor.
Okay, sorry, I don't actually remember, but Spud, just go back to a previous point I brought up. Is there a chance I can get kind of a master or skeleton key for this place? Maybe using an influence or something?
I don't think the owner of this building would just have friends with master keys laying around, even with family connections.
Yeah, okay, I thought so.
By the way, Erin is writing notes to people in the Crimson Lions group chat.
Okay. Anyway, let's see. And Diane didn't really want us to get anything from each floor, did she?
Nah, just
not that we know of. Just
we don't really have a whole lot of information to go off of.
Yeah, because the person that would have given us that information is dead. Thank you, Mr. Gray.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
I still like tipping off the family just to let them know that the church is trying to strong arm. It probably won't do anything, but hey, it would make me feel better.
Not a whole lot of organizations really want to mess with the church.
I know.
Well, we could have someone prop a door or window open so we could sneak in.
And then from there, we just make our way up the stairs. The one thing about these floor plans is that the stairs seem all kind of bunched up together.
Yeah, so make the alchemy, probably kind of do the plan that we were discussing.
So, how many alchemical objects can you make per planning session?
1.
Right.
But I'm not opposed to using legwork to make more.
So I think we should probably go with the thing that makes stuff brittle, because that could also work on locks.
Yeah, we're also another idea to make one is a glue contraption, just something to stop pursuers.
Yeah, but for now, would one batch of the crumbly liquid be able to have multiple
uses?
It would be a single use.
Okay. Well, we should still probably go with that then.
Yeah, because it will definitely come in handy. And I would have to figure out what to do with my usual crew and my abilities, because I haven't actually...
Unfortunately, I don't think we can distribute our influence to other people, because we don't have a mastermind. Or was that a fixer?
That's a fixer.
No, but we can. But we can use group experience, I think, right?
Right. Crew XP, crew influence. Yeah, that's a thing that we have.
That is.
You do have 1 crew influence and one XP and 1 church XP. Or
right.
Oh wait, no, is that no?
It
You
was
guys.
circle.
Oh yeah, circle XP. Sorry, yeah, circle XP. And XP can spend on use as reputation to get advantage when dealing with people who've heard of you. You have to have 5 to cash in a favor that's worth an influence.
Jeez. Yeah, I still have my 2, so.
Alright, and planning is over.
That is over.
Wait, how much influence do I have?
You have 1. Unless you have the legacy perk, in which case you get 2, which I have. Alright, so I guess our walking sessions is basically make stuff, find out more information, in case to join. and I'll be heading the finding out about the security system of this place through different vendors and stuff like that, because you have to buy the security system from somewhere.
Yeah.
Wait, is this part out of character?
The planning session is over.
Yeah,
so.
planning session is over.
Yeah.
You walk out, and the church lets you leave, and you all go separate ways to do your various legwork scenes.
All right, so who starts? Because I think like 3 of us are just going to case the joint.
Well, as I said, I kind of already described what I would do with my work or leg scene, so I could go first.
All right.
Anyone want to come with?
Sure.
Okay.
I can help with some things.
Okay. So, yes, but I'll just be going around different merchant places, the ones that I know about that, sell security systems, and see if they have any information about the building that we're trying to get into.
Unfortunately, we'll probably be talking to merchants.
Well, yeah, that's my
Yeah.
specialty.
Mine's gossip with commoners.
Well,
So
you can probably find some commoners around the place. Not too
Con-
big.
They probably won't know as much,
considering
though.
that most security providers deal with the secrecy of their clients, how do you convince them to give you the scoop?
Might be
Well-
able to gamble,
There's either
play a
gambling or
game, put
bribery.
information on the line.
Maybe hint that, if you help me, then the family might be might decide to give you some leniency or perks in future, favor for a favor, stuff like that.
All right. Then I guess what skill would you like to roll for that?
Well, probably convince someone at this point, because I am trying to convince them to help me out here.
And Lucky, how are you helping? Just, I'm not asking for like what skill, like how are you helping with his convincing someone?
Well, unfortunately, I can't use salt of the earth because they're not commoners.
Yeah, these are merchants.
Yeah. What to do to help?
It's not required. If you can't think of anything, then you can just, go
Yeah.
solo. All right. So
I guess we'll just stand in the back there,
roll convince someone
looking
with
like an assistant.
your 2 advantage dice from your benefit, and then 2 challenge dice.
All right, let me look up the.
Now, remember,
There we
advantage dice are 2d8 e5. That's the dice code, and then challenge dice are 2d10
2d10.
e5. Yeah.
Let's see if I got this in right. Woohoo! 1 success.
All right, with a boon.
And that is a pretty nice number, 11.
Yeah.
Granted, I have
Yeah.
90 to convince someone, so it wasn't really that big of a challenge, but still, it's nice.
All right. So, you do your best to, look the part of a mafia boss, promising, little quid quo pro, and fortunately, the guy you're dealing with is pretty open to that idea, especially if he can bolster his rep with some extra protection via proxy. Like the places his systems are guarding tend not to get hit by the family, then that works out better for him. So,
Yeah.
So he's very open, and he says that the latest thing right now is sort of alarm systems that rely on electromagnetism. Basically,
Okay.
like they're rigged up to like doors and windows like in the exterior, and they set off a loud alarm when they're moved out of place once they're set up.
Huh.
It's basically the world's first home alarm systems.
And I'm assuming that there are ways to keep people from tampering with them, obviously.
Well, it's kind of hard to tamper them from the outside, but
So what if they're open from the inside?
generally it's a system that has to be set up before the owner leaves.
So if the owner is, say, still inside, then won't be armed?
Or if like they go to leave, but not everything is closed. Like,
And
if something's
if a-
propped open or not properly set up, then it won't it won't go off if it's open the rest of the way.
All right.
But it's just that door, though. If any of the other doors opened up, it would still trigger the alarm, right?
It'd probably be the exterior doors and windows on the first floor, all wired up to one system.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, that is some useful information.
That is very useful information.
He also says that he's not sure about the security systems on the inside, but he knows that there was some gossip about it, that there was some weird alchemical stuff commissions.
Like, any examples of what might be in there, or what you might have heard about?
Something about, like, doing odd things to, like, doors and walls to set traps.
I see.
We might have to think twice about using basically all the alchemical stuff on the doors on the inside.
No.
Well, they might react
Maybe.
badly if they mix together, but we'll think about this later. All right. So, anything else do I get, or is that basically all?
That's
I'm
all.
gonna get?
That's all pretty great, and that's what you got for that good roll in the boon.
Fair enough.
All right.
I promise the merchant that I will put in the right words to the correct people.
All right.
Bid him adieu.
All right. Tempted to charge you an influence for that one, but that's more depends on whether you plan on following through on that promise.
We'll see.
It might be immaterial in the end.
Yeah. It pretty much is basically whether or not the church actually runs him out of the city, whether or not he'll actually go through with it. So
Yeah.
we're going to say no for now,
I'd say if you have any influence left over at the end.
then probably. But until then, no. We're going to say no for now.
All right. So that's your legwork scene then.
Yes, that is my legwork scene.
Who wants to go next?
I'll go next in case to join.
Okay,
All right.
I'll be right back.
So you head over to the building, which you've been to once before, and
I'll join you. Sorry, my mic was muted.
all right. So you go together, and Gideon's informed you of what you were there for. What Gideon learned, so you know that.
Yeah.
You pass that along to the others, and I'm guessing you, Simon, are kind of looking around the surrounding area and the outside of the building.
Yeah.
And Erin, you're gonna possess some manner of animal.
A bird, yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna get up my bird feed and try to attract one.
I guess roll for handle an animal then.
Yeah, second. And handle an animal is 80%. I forget how to roll on this platform.
You can use a dash, or I think
Pound sign.
Yeah, and then roll, and 1d100, 1d100.
All right, just roll 1d100.
Yeah.
Okay.
70, which is a success. So you managed to attract some birds to hang around and eat out of your hand.
Okay. I'm going to try to possess one of them.
All right, and that's
I know I could have possessed one of them without attracting them, but I want to try to establish a good relationship first.
yeah. All
Make
right.
it easier.
Use sorcery with 4 challenge dice.
Okay. Do I get any advantage dice from establishing a good reputation with them?
Yes, I'll give you 1 advantage die.
Okay, so pound roll. What is it again?
1d100 semicolon 1d8 e5 semicolon 4d10 e5.
So it basically looks like that.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so 46, 1 boon, 2 drawbacks, which cancels out to 1 drawback. So what would be a cost or unintended consequence of this possession?
Let me think. I get temporarily distracted by the food.
Yes. Yes, okay, so you possess the bird and continue to eat the bread or whatever that is resting in your now limp hand. So Simon, you roll now to case the joint.
Yeah. Any boons or drawbacks?
Um,
Or advantage to your challenge dice?
I'm gonna say, 1 challenge die because merchant districts are, more heavily patrolled by the City Watch.
All right.
Not as much as noble districts, but, yeah, merchant districts still get a lot of, money pressure to make sure the merchants are happy.
Yep. So I got a 15 and no drawbacks.
All right, really good. So you case the joint around the building. You see that there aren't really any guards posted inside or out. There don't seem to be even any other employees that work at this building. Yeah.
I wonder if it's their day off.
No, it's right now it's actually a work day. So there's plenty of other buildings and employees around the other areas that are, lights on, full of life, but this particular building is silent as the grave.
Was it like this when we went in for the last job?
Yeah, actually it was.
Okay.
You don't get the sense that anyone other than Diane really works here.
Well,
So,
you also get a sense of the City Watch patrol timings, at least during the day.
and can I go ahead and size them up?
The City Watchman?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Yeah, just roll to size someone up. No modifiers.
I have an out of character question.
6.
All right. Yes.
Do I have to spend my influence on my can one spend does spending influence actually take a scene?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't take up a legwork scene.
Okay, cool.
Unless it involves like a significant amount of work to set up. But
Okay.
yeah, like it sort of depends. But not
Out of character, I'm going to say out of character, DreadPriest, are you doing that thing that thing?
Eventually.
Okay, cool.
That is one of the plans, and working on
Pardon?
that, getting the alchemy ready, and making a few things, which I'm trying to figure out what I'm making with the Tinkerer. So,
Okay. Wait, Dread,
Okay.
are you the one who has the ability to get a body that looks like anyone else's?
yep.
I just
So,
want to make sure I'm okay. Good.
yeah, after the legwork scene you guys are on.
All right. So,
Okay.
sizing up the
I
guards.
just want to make sure.
sizing up the guards. City
I rolled a
Watch.
6.
Yeah, so you very, very much succeeded. Let's see, City Watchmen in this district. Question actually. Generally, I guess in game terms, they're not really. Most of them aren't much more than minions, although occasionally there'll be a City Watch lieutenant who comes by who seems a bit hardier and more well equipped.
Right. So my reasoning for sizing them up was if we do set off an alarm, perhaps we could gain an advantage by knowing what equipment they have and how tough they are beforehand.
You also note that sometimes they come out with canine units.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah, so some of the City Watchmen have police dogs.
Well, I know we've got
This-
someone on our side good with animals.
Cute stink bombs as well.
All right, so that's probably enough for your legwork. Hawkflight.
Yes.
You finally overcome your compulsion to eat and sort of regain conscious control of the bird.
Just like real life. Okay. I'm going to fly up and get an aerial view of the area.
Okay.
Aerial view of the area. Yeah.
You notice that the building is sort of not the tallest building in the area, but is kind of in a spot where it'd be kind of challenging to jump from one rooftop to another.
Does can I see through the fourth floor windows?
Yes, you can, and you can see through the glass and shutters. There's a glass window that's closed, and then there's like sort of wooden slats in front of them.
Hang on, I lost my headphones again.
Okay.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
There's the glass windows, and then there's sort of like wooden slats kind of at an angle in front of them. So you kind of have to flap in front of them to kind of peer your head through. But you can see the inside of the leverage office that you do recognize.
Can I see any place where there might be stairs down?
Based on sort of what you remember of the layout, you've heard that they've remodeled, so it may be different, but it seems like, using the map I gave you as reference, it seems like it would be on the right side of the building.
So
I see, that makes sense.
On the east side, rather.
Okay.
So perhaps somewhere in the entertaining room.
Out of character, also look for any sign on the wall.
Did not get that.
Yeah. I'll look for any thief signs.
Oh, yes.
Also, were there any from my scene?
Thief signs. Not too familiar with the thief signs, but let me go look over them.
Do I see any place in the building where like a Roman or vermin could get in?
The base of the building is pretty well constructed, and you can see that any holes or spots there may have been filled in with caulking or cement.
What about on the second floor?
The second floor has a balcony with a couple doors leading inside.
Are there any trees here on your building?
No, this section of the city is pretty heavily urban, so not a whole lot of trees nearby.
Might still be able to find a squirrel.
Yeah.
That'd be more in sort of the country, like noble districts with lots of gardens and open ground.
I was thinking like a rat or something, because rats tend to get into all sorts of places.
Yeah, rats. There's plenty of room for rats.
How well do rats climb, though?
You would be surprised.
They are pretty
I
good.
might be.
I've
never seen.
They can jump a little bit, I think.
I've seen a rat one time find its way through the sewer system and actually come up into someone's toilet. So they can get into places if they want to.
That is a thing. So
yes, it is a thing.
And we are not going to be doing my previous plan.
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, let's not do that.
No.
I think that's on the list of things we've banned with this group.
Yeah, no more flaming shitters.
Yeah, no. Anyway, I'll be quiet now for.
Okay, so on the topic of thief signs, you see one for the one of you, probably both of you, if it's kind of near the ground floor. You see the thief sign for the jagged sort of diagonal lines for corruptible, but then a slash next to it, negating it.
So, would that mean like bribes don't work?
Something like that.
Okay.
Whoever works in this building is not terribly susceptible to bribes or corruption.
There goes
There's also the symbol for the eye for watched or /guarded/alarmed.
Can I spot any rodents from the air?
Yeah, there you managed to find some in the shadowy alleys nearby. You managed to find some rats scurrying around.
And then I'm going to try to sneak into the building.
Like I said before, a lot of the exterior holes on the ground level seem to have been filled in a bit.
Oh, I thought you said that there looked like a place where a rat could get in or something.
Oh no, I said they were. A lot of them had been filled in.
Oh, okay.
Sorry if I.
All right. Okay, yeah. In that case, I'm not going to change my possession.
Okay. Anything else?
So this building is just surrounded by other buildings, right?
Yes.
Not particularly close, but
there's some space. There's some space between the block that this one's on and the other buildings around it. Like it's kind of like on an island between a couple of major streets.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, does
That makes
anyone
sense.
know about the spiders or the wraiths in our group?
No.
All right,
I know about spiders. I don't know about the spiders.
because apparently the spiders learned from the wraiths that they tortured how to turn invisible. So I was wondering if Diane knew how to turn invisible. But
You haven't seen her do it before.
yeah.
And
Also, I don't know about that stuff in character either.
I'll say
Apparently
this.
no one else
I'll say
does.
this. That is like a really popular rumor. No one's actually like confirmed whether or not that is a type of sorcery that the spiders actually have.
Yeah, I just saw it in the Traveler's Guide.
Yeah, that is for the moment a popular unconfirmed rumor among the right kind of people.
Okay.
Anything else for this legwork scene?
I can't think of anything at the moment.
Is there a thief sign for trap/danger around the house?
I imagine there would be.
Okay. Because it had the watched, guarded, alarmed, and the not corruptible.
Yeah. So not corruptible, watch guarded, alarmed, trap/danger. Yeah, those are the signs.
Perhaps spiders are associates, but then again, she's not a spider anymore.
That one's not present.
Okay. I don't suppose there's a basement/sewer entrance or rooftop access, Mark.
I don't happen to see her in there as I'm flying around, do I?
Not through any of the windows.
Okay.
All right.
Hello?
Yep. Hello. I think that'll do it for that legwork scene, and we'll go over to Dread.
Dread?
Well, I'm thinking is really just have the get the body to look like Diane.
All right, so
'Cause
you spend influence to acquire from your
Yeah.
cartel a body that looks like Diane.
Yeah, so we've got a fake corpse, a fake Diane to use, and the other things would just be the getting alchemy, because alerted of the alchemical traps possible. So, using my alchemy knowledge, what would be the most likely ones? I did look at the player's handbook, but this is just one of those going for in knowledge and create an alternative. Well, counter.
All right. Going by things you know, one of the traps you've heard is popular lately is sort of a snap freeze bomb trap.
Oh, that's fun.
Like basically, once it's triggered, it releases a wave of cold that freezes a room and everything in it. At least not like lethally or destroying any property, but just long enough to slow down or stop an intruder long enough for the authorities to arrive.
So it wouldn't actually affect the people, but it would affect the air around them, making it cold.
Yeah. Sometimes it's it's a snap freeze, so like it's sometimes cold enough to like freeze or stiffen someone in place for a little bit.
Yeah. So, by the way, I'm looking at the thief signs just because I'm curious about them. There wouldn't have happened to be an empty/abandoned mark at the building, would there?
No.
Okay.
I've been looking at the thief signs page too, and I'm saying that's all you've seen.
All right.
So, Dread, are you using your legwork scene to produce another alchemical item?
Yeah, off the top of my head, trying to think of the counters to use for that. Just, it's one of those, what do I know of around this time period that I could use for it beyond people wear?
Well, remember, you're
several
not
layers.
making like a real object or a real like chemical device. It's alchemy, which has fantasy element. It's basically like applying a property to a physical object or space.
So, here's an idea. We might be able to use alchemy to alter our clothes to resist cold.
That is possible.
Yeah,
This is Elderland Silk. You know how
Yeah,
expensive that is? Sorry.
Yeah,
continue.
that would be the thing, would be preparing the clothes for potential things. Other things would be like glue trap tiles. So,
Well, I'm going to say you have enough to go through one alchemical process.
Okay, I'll get the clothes resistant then.
So, sorry, I was distracted by talking in chat about the cartel's relationship with the leverage broker. So what did you decide to do?
Make the clothes resistant to the cold trap.
Okay. So, since you're already using it to apply it to clothing, I'm going to say, so I'm imagining it in my head like it's chemical. You basically dip the clothing in the chemical to apply the cold resistant property. What's an aspect of its use that could be dangerous to a user?
Perhaps under certain circumstances, it could heat up and perhaps burn the user. If it's resisting colds, then there's a chance that it could have a heating element of some sort.
Spontaneous combustion, then. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So, roll to use an alchemical object to apply the cold resisting gear.
So that just each of us.
No, just Dread.
Just don't put it on my underwear.
All right, that's good.
You guys are
Just
rolling
Oh!
Yeah, we are rolling well today, aren't we?
absurdly well today.
Yeah.
All right, so Dread is able to
Nice.
handily make a treatment for everyone's work gear to basically give you all clothing that can resist extreme cold, which is really rad, actually.
Yeah.
It's probably like one of my favorite uses of alchemy right now, actually.
All right.
So yeah, and that'll be your legwork scene on top of sending the call out with your influence for a dead body that looks like Diane.
So are we saying that Hawkflight's legwork scene was that too, or was she just tagging along for mine?
I think I'm kind of like you were both doing your legworks in the same spot, unless you have a different idea. Or like,
Not really. Just wondering.
I do have one potential idea
for influence or legwork.
for like
Okay, it makes enough sense that was just one legwork scene that Simon was leading. What's if you have a spontaneous idea, you can go do it right now, as long as you don't spend too much time planning it.
okay, it's kind of spontaneous when we did talk a little bit about it during planning.
Yeah.
Do I have a chance to get in contact with any of the members who are good at talking to people?
Yeah. It depends on what. Probably Gideon would be the best for that.
Sadly, yes.
Unless it's commoners, in which case I'm good with commoners.
You can
It's not commoners.
Alright.
you can grab whoever for your legwork scene.
Okay. Hey Gideon, do you want to come with me? I have an idea.
As long as it doesn't get me killed, sure.
It shouldn't.
Hopefully not.
I'd say 95% chance of it not.
Only 95, really? Okay, let's go.
Well, I mean, we are wanted criminals. That's pretty good.
I mean, yeah, we're criminals, but are we really wanted?
I'm not.
At the moment, possibly by the church.
But anyway, your idea.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. I'd like to see if I can contact Sonia and convince her to help us out by posing as the moving company to get either us or at least some supplies, including the dead body, into the place. Because right now my concern is that the church will see us dragging a dead body into the job and might get suspicious.
Well, if that's the thing, then I'm pretty sure
Do
Gideon can
real-
get that
Yeah,
done.
you do realize I own a warehouse company, right? I could just organize my own men to get crates to and from anywhere without being conspicuous.
You know, I did not know that.
Now you do. So yes, I could get that arranged.
Okay, so yeah, actually, let's just do that instead.
All right.
So how about the legwork is you meeting with Gideon's men to set that up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could do that. Since we technically didn't plan that out, we could just use that work scene as a mini planning thing for that. Sure.
Well, I think this is the extent of the planning there.
Yeah, pretty much. So do I need to spend an influence for that then?
Yes, you do.
Okay, then. Now I'm down to 1.
All right.
Oh, I've also got some influence to spend, and that is going to be to get my to have I'm sorry, I keep forgetting her name, Diana. I'm going to spend influence with my cartel to have them smuggle Diana out of the city under cover of night.
Once we actually figure out a way to inform her about all this nonsense.
Oh, I was thinking we'd inform her when we got to the 4th floor.
Yeah.
That or just leave a thief sign, slip it in somehow.
Church might know about those.
Maybe. It depends.
I mean, the church
It's basically a risk.
The church is basically an extra cartel, and they do employ the right kind of people.
Like us.
Mm-hmm.
Under duress.
For the church, I was the wrong kind of person.
Anyway, anything else?
Oh, I'm gonna be spending my influence to have someone prop open a door or window for us.
Okay.
All right,
Just
noted.
in case.
Spending influence left and right.
Or I could use it to gather information, but I think we already did that.
Yeah, we got as much information.
I'm telling you, this girl owes us.
Oh, yes. No, the prompting door thing would probably be more useful considering what we know about the security system. As far as information is concerned, I think we grabbed everything we could, unless you guys can think of anything else. Anyway, I
We
think
could start a distraction, but not sure if we're going to need that.
right. Sorry. Do we need to have another planning session before we can continue this further, or
I don't think we have
do
time
we
for
have
that.
time?
No, you've had the day to do all this legwork, and then tonight is the night.
So,
Brilliant.
The other,
And
yeah,
my
so
apparently.
But I might end up giving you some soft time to do a little bit of planning because we're at pretty much the halfway point for the session. So I'm gonna say let's go ahead and take about like a 5-minute break.
Okay.
all right.
Cool.
And
So, should I
all
use
right.
my-
I'll be right back. Gonna go grab my dinner.
and
should I use my...
sorry,
And,
Go ahead.
let me get the cut here, and we'll be back with the dry run job.